Hey, what's up everybody? The Amazing here, bringing you a review. This time is of the amazing Yamaguchi Revoltech Captain America. So, let's get started. First and foremost, I didn't get a chance to really play around and test with it. I'm pumping this one out because I'm going on hiatus as of March 1st. Maybe I'll put some things out here and there, but I want to make sure I knock this out beforehand. Real quick, the overall feeling nice, the feel of it and like the weight wise, it's a really nice sturdy figure. If you really like Magneto, Wolverine, Venom, or any of the other ones, you already know what you're getting and what you're expecting. But if you don't and you just want to test it out, this is going to be your first one. I'm going to go over it for you guys. As always, let's start with articulation. Now for Revoltech, they sacrifice the aesthetic of looking good for chopping up pieces to making sure you get the maximum amount of articulation, and we're going to go over that now. As far as the upper body goes, the head can look up, it can rotate all the way around on the neck, and it actually has a really cool ball joint inside, so you have nothing to stress there. It's one of those things where the muscles that they actually kind of do from the Marvel Legends stuff is just, it's all there. As you see here, I'm just rotating it everywhere. As far as the upper torso, it's on a ball joint that, don't mind that because it's actually supposed to come off. Revoltech, you can actually take them apart. So as you can see here, you can actually rotate it all the way around. But because of me being me, I'm going a little too hard. But the ball joint actually rotates really well. So I'm going to leave it like that. And it's double jointed in the ball joint. So you can actually rotate it up and turn it around. I am having some issues because I'm trying to be delicate, but I'm usually a little bit more forceful. So as you can see here, you actually can get a great range of motion. The arm is not double jointed here, but it has a nice swivel joint that you can rotate all the way in. So just by playing with it and rotating it, you can actually get a ton of range here. There's a ball joint here as well. Rotate the hand in and out, things like that. Now there's also a cut in the chest that allows you to rotate the arm down. Obviously this looks very, very ugly for obvious reasons, right? But it's used to help you get posing done that you normally would not get. I'm going to force this in because I'm having some trouble with my arm, but it could be me just having a weak joint. But see, I just have a weak joint. So I'm going to slide that back in. As you can see, I rotated it there. Pop it right back in. So prime example being the waist crunch being really nice. And I like that I'm going to get a chance to show you guys how I go about fixing things so I can show you. So here we go. Like even now, you can extend your arm to do a full punch very easily. So just like that, I've done a full punch. Now Cap just as easily have done a full punch. Like I said, because of the ab crunch and the way you kind of just allow yourself to play with things, even now, like, really cool. I really am enjoying this. So real quick, like if you're not playing with your Revoltech stuff, don't say you can't get a certain pose. If you play with it enough, it's very easy. Now as far as the midsection and the lower half, your legs can go this far out. There's a belt that maneuvers to get out of your way. You can actually tuck it in front or behind, whichever way you feel like it. Then your leg can actually rotate at the thigh cut. It's double jointed kneecaps. And you actually have a swivel here to add extra articulation. There's tons of ankle pivot, and it rotates up and in, as well as toe pivot as well. So you can actually do a ton of stuff with your Cap that you normally may not do or try with other figures. So if I had Cap Shield, I would obviously be able to show off some Cap-like poses. So as you can see with the ankle pivot, you can go really far. Voila, right? I like this a lot. Also, real quick, if you know about Revoltech, you can actually move Cap's eyes. Mine's are just dead center, but you can actually move Cap's eyes. And the piece to do that with is actually right here. You'll get one of these. Overall, I'm really enjoying the Cap. It's one of those things where the more you play with it, the more easier it becomes. So real quick, let me just get him in a nice pose while he waits. Sexy Cap, right? Real quick, Cap comes with an alternative face that you swap out. And to do that, you pop the head off. Let's leave it there. You remove this underpiece. Make sure to put that back. And you just slide out the head like this. And slide in the yelling head. Slide this back on. And voila. Now you have yelling sexy Cap. Next up, you also get an unmasked head. Really dope stuff. The unmasked head does not have the movable eyes. It looks straight up. So as you can see here, there's no movable eyes point. You also get 2 extra Revoltech joints in the arms. Just in case you don't like the ones that are there, you can actually swap it with these ones. Good stuff. Next up, we're going to go over the hands. Now, as you see this hand here, this is the default hand for holding the shield. And the reason why it is because you're going to get 2 pieces that plug into your shield. The shield is actually right here. Now, this is what we're going to center around for the next couple minutes. The shield is actually very, very nice. I like its paint apps. I like the way it looks. It just looks like a solid shield. Just throw it like a frisbee. And it's very lightweight. Now, one of the things you can do with the shield is you're going to have an extra piece, which is the wrist strap, which you cover on the bigger end. Actually, let me rotate that. And it folds in. This is going to go on Cap's arms like this. You're going to cover that inside. But first, you want to match up the alignment. There's going to be one larger hole and one smaller hole. So you match them up and align it. I usually do the top one first. And the reason why that is because you pop it in Cap's hand. There's a little hole in Cap's hand. I'm going to take the hand off, actually, make it a little easier. Going to slide it in. And it's going to be a little forceful at first. So if you feel like it's a little too much force, I would advise you heat it up. Use a blow dryer or boil some water, make it hot. And then you're going to line it up again in the bottom one. And voila. See? Just like that. It goes back to what I was saying about this piece here. You're going to plug his hand back in. And then the piece I showed you before just lines right easy on his arm. Now, if it doesn't line up, you just may want to rotate the arm a little. It should line up very, very easily. Oop, I'm having trouble because I can't see. Oop, I lined it up the wrong way. So let me turn it around. See, just like that. And voila. Now we have Cap have his shield. So now Cap is yelling, but he's looking cool. Has his nice shield. Real quick and easy. Mine's actually holds up really well. I know some people were hitting me up on Instagram saying theirs does not hold very well. Mine is holding up. Oh, but I do have a loose left arm, so I'll just tighten that up with some polish. No big deal. But let's look at Cap right here. You can see here, he's defending with his shield really, really well. I like the look of it. Now, one of the things I want to go over is that you actually get this really cool bullet ricochet effect with the Cap shield. I'm going to go over this as well. It hooks on by just hooking at the top and just sliding it around. And now you are defending, Sentinel of Liberty is defending with bullet ricochets. They look invisible on this side. So whatever side you decide to flip it on, make sure the other side is not showing. So as you can see here, it's just fine. I'm going to take that off real fast. I'm actually going to take the whole shield off real fast to show you guys another feature. Cap, you stay here. So I'm going to take this out. I'm going to show you guys the other hands real fast. You actually get 2 open palms, and there's holes in these palms. And I'll show you why in a second. You're going to get a salute hand for Cap. Really nice. And then they give you a trigger holding hand. So you can hold a sword, a gun, just like Wolverine. They give you at least 1 trigger hand. It seems to be their thing lately. And you get a pointing hand for when Cap does his signature line of Avengers Assemble, or if he's scolding you and things like that. Now back to the open palms. This is for when you want to hold the shield a certain way. So you're going to line up the one that comes down right here in this peg. And you line up with the center of the shield right under. So now it looks like he's holding the shield or throwing it, holding it, catching it. Really cool stuff. Like I said, I got a loose left arm. I'll just hit that with some nail polish, no big deal. But as you can see here, it's almost invisible from, the backside. So it's pretty cool. All in all, I like the Cap a lot. My only gripe right now is that I have a really messed up loose hand. So no big deal. But in the meantime, let's do some size comparison with some other figures because I know everybody wants to know how does he look with Marvel Legends and all that other good stuff. So let's get him lined up. I'm going to make sure he looks and stands as cool as possible. So that way, you guys can see a clear look at what's going on with Cap. Oh, and like all other Revoltechs, he does come with the stand. I'll probably show that at the end in some photos. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't think the stands should be a thing, but he does come with a stand. So real quick, let's compare him to some other caps. One of those caps being the Mezco one. And as you can see, they stand clearly around the same height. With his Marvel Legends counterpart, which is based off the same costume, Marvel Legends is a tad bit smaller, or bigger, I should say. They're around the same size. So all in all, these guys are around the same height, right? They all look good together, and now you can pick and choose which one you like. Next to Amazing Yamaguchi Wolverine. He doesn't tower Wolverine, but seems to be obviously bigger. Obvious reasons. Here he is next to a Marvel Legends one, who looks much more tinier because Wolverine is 5'3". So yeah, he holds up very well in terms of height. Here he is next to a Figma Hulk. I don't think I have any domestic Hulks, but this should work because I believe Figma Hulk's around the same size as a domestic Hulk. So Hulk is big the way he should be, and that's really cool. Here he is next to a Marvel Select Thor. So you can see that Thor is actually very big and godly the way he should be. Thor towers over both. Well, he shouldn't tower over both of them, but he does tower over Cap as he should. Here he is next to a Kamen Rider Kuga SH Fig Arts. So he's pretty much bigger, but it works out. Here he is next to Deadpool from Revoltech as well. He's actually a little bit bigger than Deadpool, which is pretty cool. Body and size wise, he's a little bit bigger. Here he is next to an SHF Black Panther, who is a bit bigger than normal SHF. So he lines up pretty well. Next, we have a Marvel Legends Thor. It's the Unworthy one, because I believe this is like the last one I have. Like, that's Marvel Legends. I'm not sure anymore. I gotta go check all those bins. Looks like a good height. And last but not least, never least, an Articulated Icons Ninja. So that's about all the size comparisons I can give you. I hope you've enjoyed them. I hope they've been helpful. In the meantime, guys, I hope you enjoyed the review. I've gone over just about it. Oh, actually, I missed something because I'm crazy. Let me take this off of him. This is one thing I totally forgot and it slipped my mind, and I don't want to add it in at the end. I'm going to try to do it now. See, now this is the tricky part, actually getting this out of the shield. I'm actually having some trouble. And this might be a gripe of mine as well. If it's in too tight, you might have some trouble taking it out. So please be careful with that, guys. You actually get a nice gray joint. I don't think this joint moves very well. I don't think it moves at all. But it gives you a piece in the plug in the back. Actually, it does fit well and it does fold. They give you a plug in the back for the shield. So that way you can hold the shield on the back. And I totally forgot about that. But it does fold in so that way you can hold the shield on the back. Pretty good stuff. In the meantime, guys, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found this informative. And last but not least, I hope you do good, be good, drink your water. Later, guys.